Today, you're going to learn lots of fast, natural English because you're going to visit a typical British pub called the Red Bus Arms, where you're going to hear lots of British chat-up lines. These are the little phrases people use to start conversations with someone, to make it really obvious that they're attracted to them and want to start a romance, or sometimes just have sex. Now, lots of these are meant to be funny, but many of them are just awkward. They make you cringe, which is this. But they make it immediately obvious that the person is interested in you. Hi, I'm Steve, and can I just say, you're looking particularly attractive today. Let's do this. Are you a magician? Because whenever I look at you, everyone else disappears. A magician is someone who can make people appear and disappear. So when he says this line, the man's telling the woman that she's so attractive he can't see anyone else when he looks at her. Now, the word magician can be a little tricky to pronounce naturally. So use this trick. Pretend it's spelt like this. Mag-i-shun. Magician. You try. Next, when we speak quickly, we don't usually pronounce the T in look at you. It becomes look at you. Try that. Look at you. And to speak faster, we link everyone and else by moving the n sound over. So it becomes everyone else. And at normal speed, everyone else. You try. Everyone else. So let's try the whole line. Repeat after me. Are you a magician? Because whenever I look at you, everyone else disappears. If you think that one was bad, wait until you hear the next one. Are you tired? Because you've been running through my mind all day. The expression run through my mind means that you've been thinking about something a lot. So in this chat-up line, the man is playing with that meaning by using it to mean that the woman has literally been running and so might be tired. Let's have a look at how to say it naturally. The first part, are you tired, can be answered yes or no, and therefore the pitch of your voice should go up at the end. It's not like this. Are you tired? It's like this. Are you tired? You try that part. Remember to go up at the end. Are you tired? Lots of English language learners struggle with this word. I think it's due to the way it's spelt. To make it simple, imagine it like this. Because. Say that with me a few times. Because. Because. Another tricky word to say is through. And the way to say this correctly is after saying the th part, push your lips forward for the rest of the word, like this. Through. See? Through. And now let's try the whole line together. Are you tired? Because you've been running through my mind all day. Next is another really common line that uses more word play. If I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together. This chat-up line works because the letter U in English sounds exactly like the word you. and I is pronounced exactly the same as I. So you and I sound like you and I, meaning the two of us together. To rearrange simply means to change the order of something. So here he's saying if he could change the order of the alphabet, then he'd make sure that the letters that represent both of you were next to each other. Is it silly? Yes. Is it clever? Well, also yes. And that's why people use it. But if you think that was clever, listen to this next one. Are you a parking ticket? Because you've got fine written all over you. In the UK, if you park your car illegally, you get a parking ticket. And on that ticket is written the word fine, because you have to pay a fine, a punishment fee. But fine is also slang for attractive or good looking. So parking tickets literally have fine written on them, but this person is fine in the attractive sense. This is what's known in English as a pun, which is when a word has two different meanings and you use both meanings to make a joke. To say this natural, we need to use a couple of schwa sounds, which are that little sound that's used all the time by native speakers. The first use is to take the place of the a. So are you a parking ticket becomes are you a parking ticket. You try it. Are you a parking ticket? And also use that schwa sound at the end of the word over. So it's not over, it's simply over. Over. You try. All over. Now the whole thing, and like before, the first part is a yes or no question, so it goes up in pitch. And the second is a statement, so it goes down in pitch, like this. Are you a parking ticket? Because you've got fine written all over you. You try. Like all of these chat-up lines, the person saying it expects the other person to cringe at how bad it is. And that's what makes it funny. Remember, the whole point of these is to start a further conversation. Now listen to another one that will really make you cringe. I'm not a photographer, but I can picture us together. This line only works because the word picture, as well as meaning a photograph, can also be used to mean to imagine something. You might ask someone, can you picture where you'll be in 5 years? Or, my boss said to me, they can picture me being promoted soon. So when he says, I can picture us together, he means he's imagining the two of them as a couple. The first part of this line is a statement of fact. There's no doubt he is not a photographer. And so the end will always go down in pitch. I'm not young. I'm not from Mars. You can hear the pitch goes down when you say something that's definitely true. Try it yourself with this sentence. I'm not going out today. The speaker also joined the words picture and us together by moving the R sound over, like this. Picture us. And at normal speed, picture us. You try. Picture us. Now let's do the whole line together and watch the arrows for your pitch. I'm not a photographer, but I can picture us together. Your turn. Now what's probably the shortest but most popular chat-up line of all. Get your coat, you've pulled. This is a classic use of British slang. If you go out with the intention of finding a romantic partner, you are on the pull. And if you succeed, you've pulled. So here, the person using this chat-up line is joking that the other person has been successful in attracting him. And there's no need for them to stay there any longer, so they should get their coat and leave. It's very arrogant, but everyone knows that it's always meant to be funny. To sound really British here, don't say get your coat. Instead, don't pronounce the T at the end of get. And change your with that schwa sound, so it becomes y. Altogether, get your coat. You try, get your coat. Now back to the pub for a chat-up line that needs a response. I'm sorry, but I think you owe me a drink.
And why's that?
Because when I looked at you, I dropped mine. Here the person starts by being polite and saying, I'm sorry. This is used in English all the time to make what comes after it seem softer. You might hear people say, I'm sorry, but the shop's closed. Or, I'm sorry, but I can't help you. In this case, I'm sorry was followed by a demand for a drink. The other person will obviously question this by saying why, and that's when the chat-up line can be completed, because when I looked at you, I dropped mine. This means the person was so attractive they lost control and physically dropped their drink, and now they want them to buy them a new one. You won't believe how rude this next one is, but you really do hear it all the time. Here's 10p. Call your mum and tell her you won't be coming home tonight. This line goes back to before mobile phones, when you needed 10p to make a phone call from a public phone box. The person saying this line means that the other person should contact their mum so that she doesn't worry when they don't come home. Even if you don't ever use this line yourself, and please don't, it's important to know that this British coin can be called a few things. 10p, like we've just heard, or 10 pence, or a 10 pence piece. Next, let's listen to a more modern line. Are you a Wi-Fi signal? Because I'm feeling a connection. This is another simple play on words. In this case, the word connection. Of course, to make the internet work, you need a connection, but also you can feel a connection with someone you're attracted to. This chat-up line takes the form of a yes-no question followed by a statement. So again, your pitch needs to go up and then down. Like this. Are you a Wi-Fi signal? Because I'm feeling a connection. You try. Are you a Wi-Fi signal? Because I'm feeling a connection. Next, you'll hear a chat-up line. Also, watch out for the action, which is important to make it work. I'm going for a walk. Would you hold this for me? In this case, the man is asking the woman to hold his hand and go for a walk with him. This line takes the form of a statement first. I'm going for a walk, so the pitch goes down. I'm going for a walk. And then the question, would you hold this for me? And because this can be answered yes or no, it should go up. Would you hold this for me? Let's try the whole thing. I'll go first. I'm going for a walk. Would you hold this for me? Next is one of my favourites. I'm a football fan and you are definitely a keeper. Pretty much everywhere in the world, this game is called football, except in America, where they call it soccer. And in the game of football, this player is called a keeper. Also in English, a person who you want a long-term relationship with is also called a keeper. So like in so many of these, it's that simple play on that word keeper. To say this naturally, you need to make the word definitely stand out. So really pronounce that word as clearly as you can. Listen as I say it twice, the first time with no stress. I'm a football fan and you're definitely a keeper. And with stress, I'm a football fan and you are definitely a keeper. You can hear how much better that sounds. You try, remember to make definitely stand out. Now back to the pub for a personalised one. My name's Steve, but you can call me anytime. Call has two meanings. The first is to use someone's name when you speak to them. I say at the start of every video, "Hi, I'm Steve," so that's telling you what to call me. The second meaning is to phone someone. You might hear, "Call me tomorrow." So this line pretends to start with the first meaning, "You can call me," and your name, but then switches to the second meaning, "You can call me or phone me anytime." To really get the meaning across, leave a short gap before saying the last word anytime, like this, "But you can call me anytime." Now you try the whole line, but put your name in. Remember to leave that gap at the end. So I would say, "My name is Steve, but you can call me anytime." Back to the pub for another cringy one. Do you believe in love at first sight? Or should I walk past again? Love at first sight is the romantic idea that you can meet someone and instantly know you will fall in love with them. The speaker here is being funny by asking if they believe in that idea, and if they haven't already fallen in love with them, then they will walk past again. Do you is often pronounced in fast natural English as the j sound. So the first part of this line sounds like this: "Do you believe? Do you believe?" And the word at the end, again, can also be pronounced again. Both are correct. Just choose whichever one you like the sound of. I'm going to choose again. So repeat after me. Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I walk past again? Back to the pub, and they're only getting worse. You must be a firefighter because you're absolutely smoking. Now this is a firefighter and they deal with houses that are smoking because they're burning. And in English, if someone is described as smoking, then they are extremely attractive in a sexy way. To say this one naturally, use a schwa sound, the little sound at the end of firefighter. And don't say the G at the end of smoking, so it becomes smoking. Let's say the whole line together. You must be a firefighter because you're absolutely smoking. Angels are often used in chat-up lines because of their association with romance and beauty. Listen to this one. I didn't know angels could fly so low. The speaker is directly comparing the person to an angel, suggesting they are so beautiful and perfect they must have come from heaven. By saying they are flying so low, the speaker is expressing surprise and delight at meeting them down here on earth. A couple of things you can do to make this sentence clear and natural are: first, when a T is between two consonant sounds, like the one here at the end of didn't, then in fast speech it's usually not pronounced. So didn't know becomes didn't know. Let me slow that down so you can hear it. Didn't know. When you say it at a natural speed, didn't know, it sounds like there's a T there, but there's not. You try. Didn't know. Next, because solo is an English word on its own, it's important that you say the words at the end of this line separately. So it's not fly solo, it's fly so low. Listen again to the difference. Solo, so low. You try. So low. Next, you're going to hear one of the most well-known chat-up lines. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? This is one of the oldest and regularly used chat-up lines there is. It uses the same idea as the previous angel line. The speaker is saying that the person is perfect. They must be an angel who has literally fallen out of heaven. The question, did it hurt, is a slightly cheeky way of pretending to be concerned about the angels landing on Earth.
I'm all right.
Here you can link did and it together by moving the d at the end of did to the front of it. So it sounds like this. Did it. And at full speed, did it. You try. Did it. Now before we stop talking about heaven and angels, listen to this one that's so different to the others. Did you fall from heaven because your face is a bit of a mess? The speaker in this line is saying that they think the person is so ugly that they must have fallen on their face, which is a bit of a mess. First, let me say that this line only ever has a chance of being successful if the person it's being said to is very, very attractive. That person is used to people telling them how beautiful they are. It's an example of an anti-compliment. It takes the classic romantic chat-up line, like the last one we've heard, and turns it into an insult. When saying this, and believe me, I don't think you should, concentrate on getting bit of a squashed together, so it comes out as a single sound like this, bit of a. To do this, I'm using two schwa sounds. One takes the place of, and the other the ah. So slowly it's bit of a. And at full speed, bit of a, bit of a. You try. Now after that terrible line, we need to hear a nice one. So back to the pub. Is your dad a thief because he stole all the stars and put them in your eyes? This is an old-fashioned, highly romantic line. The speaker pretends to accuse the person's father of stealing something beautiful, the stars, and placing them in their daughter or son's eyes. It's a very exaggerated compliment, suggesting their eyes are as bright and beautiful as the night sky. To say this like a native British speaker, link stole and all together by moving the L over like this. So slowly it's stole-all. And at normal speed, stole-all. You can do the same with them in by moving the m sound over. Them in, them in. Repeat after me. He stole all the stars and put them in your eyes. And now the very best one. It almost always works, so I'm going to deliver it myself. Hi, my name's Steve. It's nice to meet you. Click here for another lesson that will help you sound British when you speak English. Give it a click. I'll see you there.